Okay, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the lunge pattern. I've got a pad from our clinic here on the ground. This is simply for the comfort of the knee that'll be on the ground. It's not necessary, but if you need something like that, you could use a pillow or a towel or yoga mat, something like that at home. So I'm going to go ahead and take a knee on the pad to demonstrate the lunge. And what we typically will find with the lunge is where people get in a lot of trouble is they'll end up overstrided or understrided. And that's one of the reasons we're starting here on the ground. So I've got my knee in the pad, and I'm going to try and form a 90-degree angle with my forward knee, 90 degrees between my thighs, and we'll call it roughly 90 degrees at my trailing knee, or the 90-90-90 position. This is going to help us have the appropriate stride length for our lunge. Now I've got a stick here. This could be a broom handle or a golf club at home. And the reason I have it, I'm trying to reinforce good spinal position. So I've got it touching my head, my upper back, and tailbone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep it touching those three spots as I do the lunge. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate a lunge. I'm going to go ahead and stand up. And when I'm standing up, I'm trying to scissor my legs together. I'm pushing my forward heel toward my back toe. Okay? And you'll notice as I'm going up, I'm not coming forward and I'm not breaking away from this stick. Okay, so that stick's running straight to the ceiling and it's staying touching those three spots as I do the lunge. Now, this is another thing we'll find. I'm going to show you from the front with the lunge that can be a problem. So a lot of times when people are lunging, they'll complain that it hurts their knee. Maybe they even have a complicated history at their knee, or they'll feel a lot of pull through their trailing thigh. And a lot of times this can be resolved by doing one of two things. So if you imagine the front of my pelvis is marked by these two bumps in the front of your pelvis. And so what you want is you want to make sure that these are called your ASIS. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that those are pointing the same direction as my forward thigh. So if my pelvis is twisted away, even if my shoulders are straight, it's not going to matter. The pelvis has to come around. And a lot of times that'll take a lot of the pressure off the knee and the trailing thigh, and you'll feel the drive from your forward leg, and that's really what you want to feel as you do the lunge. So let me show you that. So you want to make sure that it's not here, that you close down your front hip here, and right before we stand up, and we stay in that position so I'm not opening up as I go through the movement. The other thing you got to watch out for is make sure that your rib doesn't kind of flare up. Okay, so when this rib flares up, it changes the orientation of your pelvis, and it'll create the same problem. So I'm going to drop the rib and make sure the pelvis is twisted toward my lead thigh in this way. So that's the lunge. Go ahead and try that at home. Share it with a friend who needs this drill, and make sure you subscribe to our channel so you catch all of our updates here at the Movement Clinic.